Welcome back, Wormhole Extremists. How we all doing?
Doing great. How about
Excellent.
you?
I am very good.
I'm late for multiple reasons, so sorry, this is my fault.
She is
Um,
fulfilling her destiny.
yeah, my hair's not
So, is that
cooperating.
fluffing her destiny or
She is
fulfilling her
fluffing her
destiny?
destiny.
I was like, my hair be no good, so I'm putting an Udi over it because that's how I'm feeling today. So,
If you will
yeah.
not be turned, you will be covered in a hoodie.
How was everyone's
Oh,
Christmas?
that is so good. Christmas was great.
Yeah. It's a
Mine
good
was
time.
mine was pretty low key.
Yeah?
We only had about 9 family members, so it was pretty small. Yeah, usually we have more than that, but we had some family who couldn't make it. They were still up north because my cousin just had a baby a few months ago, so
Oh, wow. Those babies, they
she
keep on
didn't
popping
didn't
out.
want to. Yeah, she's had two. This is
Ah.
her second beautiful daughter.
Ah.
Yeah, so it was pretty low key. There was a small incident with my auntie stealing a tray of pork.
Pork
But
thief.
other than that,
On purpose?
she thought she was being really sneaky. She was putting away the leftovers, and usually we distribute them amongst the family because we all
Ah.
provide a dish, right? And
Oh, okay.
it was this delicious, like Chinese pork that my cousin had brought, and it was amazing. It was like a barbecue
She
pork. It was
decided to
so
nab
good.
it. Didn't think
And
anyone
my
would notice.
auntie wrapped it up. I watched her with my own eyes wrapping it up and putting it into her like cooler bag. And then she literally said these words. She said, "There's none left." She wasn't joking. And I was like, "Are you serious?" Anyway, we let it slide because she's.
Did she
Oh,
steal
you
the
let her
dish?
you let her get away with it.
Yeah, is she
Yeah,
keeping the
I let her get
dish?
it on with it, but I've mentioned it to you guys and
Yeah,
several other
now
people,
20
so
people know around the world.
Yeah.
Don't let her do anything
Um,
that slippery again.
hmm. I had four Christmases, one
Oh,
less
you
than
did,
than
that's right.
than usual actually, because so my boyfriend's family were in Bulgaria, still are. A big win for me. So I don't have to go and deal with that. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they're not bad. It's just one extra family. It's so frustrating.
Mm,
But
mm.
fortunately, my friends were like, "Hey, let's do Christmas," and I was like, "Ah, I got it down to three, and you're making me make it
You know
four."
how many people I bought gifts for this year?
Zero.
Two.
Two, oh,
Mother and
just your
father, and that
folks.
is it. They
I
came
respect that.
here, we
Oh,
conquered. It was a great Christmas. It was good. So,
yeah. That
I wanted
sounds
to
intimate and lovely.
I wanted to
mhm.
share a Christmas gift that my dad's wife, so my stepmom, got me. It's very helpful with my depression. I really
Unfollow your
appreciate it.
dreams.
Yeah, so
That's the
I'm just gonna
spirit.
I'm just gonna share
Okay.
one of them. So you matter, just not that much. That's one of them.
Yeah,
Don't be
everyone's
sad.
special,
Just
just
what you
like
want to
you.
hear
You're
first thing in
you're
the morning.
making everyone uncomfortable. Uh, Things didn't work out for a reason. The reason is you make terrible decisions. And so on and so forth.
There's
So,
some true
yeah,
aphorisms in there.
Does
toxic
that,
positivity can go to hell. So,
okay. Does that make you weep into your porridge in the morning?
in a good way, it makes me go, yeah,
Okay.
get over it, wench. So,
This is like Mr.
Whatever
Rogers
works for
from
you.
hell.
mm-hmm,
Jeez.
uh-huh.
Okay then. Well,
Reverse
very
Re-
good.
affirmations.
Really
Yeah.
good gift. Honestly, I
Okay.
really appreciate it. It's perfect for me.
Is Despair still online?
Pardon?
Despair Incorporated is still online. Motivational posters from hell. This is one of my favorite things
Oh,
ever. They've been around forever. You can go to despair.com and they're just fantastic. So
okay.
um
I
they're
will have to
I'm
check
trying
that out
to
later.
yeah. Yeah, they've had some amazing ones over the years. Accountability. Word leaders use right before the scapegoating begins. So little things like that. But yeah,
Wow,
no,
they got a
terrific.
calendar?
Yeah, they have
Like
all
a
kinds of things.
motivational
Uh-huh.
calendar?
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Nice.
the one that I'll never forget, I think, is it's Hail Bop, the picture of the comet in the sky. And it said, "If you wish upon a star, your dreams may come true, unless there's a meteor spiraling towards Earth, which will end all life. Then you're pretty much hosed no matter what you wish for, unless, of course, it's death by meteor." So,
Oh, wow, you have it memorized.
Yep.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Wow, that
There's
must
one.
have a very
There's
special
French
place in
fries.
your heart.
There's a box of French fries, and I
Yeah.
think it's like ambition, and underneath it says not everyone gets to be an astronaut when they grow up. They're excellent, truly. So, all right.
I feel like anytime, if you have an office in the near future, I think you need to have some of these framed and put on the wall.
Yeah, that's my goal. One day when things aren't in the way.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny.
So
Do
there's some
we
good
have
ones.
a
bad example.
bad example?
Yeah, I have done a bad example.
Is it actually
but,
bad or is it really good, Evie?
Look, I have a feeling you'll probably get it pretty quickly.
I don't mind it being good.
but-
David likes to make them worse.
Before you
He's
bring
the-
it up,
He
has anyone in
does.
the chat seen season 2 of Squid Game yet? Just let me know what you think.
No.
I'm curious because it dropped December
I've heard
26th.
not good.
Yeah, I've heard like
not good
70%
stuff about it.
Not as good as season 1, but not awful. So
Yeah, it's not my thing, so I haven't watched it.
Oh,
But
okay.
I've seen some reviews.
you don't like blood and guts?
Yeah, not my thing.
Definitely not. Definitely not my thing. I like cupcakes and like flowers and stuff.
You like
and a bit of
cozy
sci-fi.
vibes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cozy sci-fi.
My
even
father is in chat. Graybeard. Hello, Dad.
better. Hello.
Hello,
So-
Mr. Reed. It's good to
Alright.
see you in the chat.
They're 15 paces from me. So okay.
15 paces.
Yeah,
All right.
they're
So
here
this
for
is on-
through the holiday.
Oh, right. Okay.
You got it?
Well, yeah, I've got it. It is on a tablet, but it's not a reflective surface, so
Okay.
hopefully you
Okay.
guys will be able to see this properly.
That's a
That's a
tablet?
tablet.
Wow.
It's called a Remarkable.
I have a Remarkable as well. I love
Oh, man,
Remarkable.
what is
I use it for note taking because I like
this?
pens and pencils.
I think I may have an answer. That's really
Okay.
cool, Evie. That's like a really cool tablet. That's one of those like
It's a very cool tablet. Not the picture, but the tablet itself is good.
no, but I'm impressed with what you did with it.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I have absolutely no idea what this is.
Oh, really? 'Cause I thought it
have
was really obvious.
I have one idea. So
Okay, so I think
I have one idea,
doesn't
but I don't
look
think
like
I'm right
anyone's got it. Anyone's got it in the chat.
the only
just
one that I
yet.
can think of is Need. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because
Need makes sense.
he took his glasses off. Is it not Need?
It's not Need. Would you
Oh.
like a hint?
No.
You need a hint. Yay. No,
Sorry,
we're
it's,
tiny
it's
ones.
not
Thinking
even.
of
It's not even
glasses.
that. It's not even that series.
Oh.
It's not.
Oh yes. It's yeah.
You've got this, David.
I got it. Yeah, I know what it is now.
Really?
Uh-huh.
You know what? I'm just gonna have to concede. I don't usually do this, but I'm gonna concede. Someone tell me.
Are
what
you
it is.
sure?
I'm gonna let it go. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
blowing the name.
David?
The name is I'm gonna have to look it up, but I know what episode it is. The name
Okay.
is Malice.
It is Malice.
Yep.
Which one's that one?
So it's SGU.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I thought we
Good
should give
SGU
SGU
love.
some love.
Good for you. Save that
So-
file.
So it's Rush.
Yeah.
And it's Park.
She's got a bomb
And
attached
she's got
under
a
her.
bomb stretched to
Yeah.
her, and he takes
Yes.
his glasses off and he like disarms it.
Yep.
And this is the desert.
Yeah, that
I'm not
is
gonna lie,
the
Evie.
Bisky
That's such a
Badlands
good
in
draw.
New
I thought
Mexico.
it was a desert, but
been
I was trying
there.
to figure out what it was. Oh, Evie, that is actually such
Very well
a
done.
good shout. Well done.
I was
Malice,
like,
Jacob
I've been thinking
Jacob
about
got
doing
it. Good
Malice
job,
for- I've been
Jacob.
thinking about doing it for a while, doing that image, but I
Oh,
wasn't
so
sure.
good.
It is, yeah. It's such a it's such a memorable scene.
Yeah.
So yeah.
My mother's
Nah,
in the
big
chat, too.
respects.
Hello,
Look at
Mom.
that.
Sorry, guys.
It's
The
universal.
reads have taken over. All right.
Reads.
Very good.
Oh,
Jacob said
I
mixed
love
feelings
this.
regarding Dama, but in overall, I liked it. Great world build. I don't know what that is, so I'm looking forward to seeing season 2 of Squid Game. So
And Lockwatcher says needed a timer. Yeah, maybe we should have a timer. Just be like, go until this time. So you know, to
Yeah, we can
Keep-
definitely
keep
try
me-
that moving forward.
keep
for
me on it.
sure.
the problem is
Otherwise,
if we
I'm
started
so
at the same time, it wouldn't be an issue. But okay,
yeah, Nicole's late.
okay. No, it's all right. You guys ready to rock and roll with some
I think
episodes?
you meant it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, let
Okay.
me just quickly get
It's
this.
Paradise Lost first, right?
It's
Yeah,
Paradise Lost
I thought
first.
Paradise Lost was second, so
Yeah, I
That's
thought
It's
so
just
too.
not.
Yeah. We
I
have
actually-
no opening MGM
Nope.
logo, so if you have that, skip past it before we start. What were you saying,
you actually
Evie?
what, Evie?
I was gonna say I actually like both the episodes this week. Just spoiler
Really?
alert. Uh-huh.
Spoiler alert for our ratings.
Spoiler alert for ratings.
Okay.
Yeah. Nicole's like saying stuff and not moving her mouth, so obviously she doesn't agree.
I don't know what you mean.
I also disagree with you, Yvie. I'm sorry. There's some good performances in both.
Okay.
So
Yeah, Sam and Jack moments in both. That's the only
guy,
Well, that's
you really feel like the guy
probably-
wants to die at the beginning of Metamorphosis. That was
Yeah.
It's one of the most intense deaths in sci-fi.
Gave me like
Brand.
X-Men PTSD.
I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah. All right, let's go.
All set? Okie dokie. Paradise Lost. We're going to go ahead and start our show in 5, 4, 3.
Previous.
You're watching Wormhole Extremists with Yvie
Hello.
and Nicole.
Hello.
And me, David Reed. This is Stargate SG-1 Season 6, Episode 15, Paradise Lost. And
Yes,
this is
it
a
is.
brief callback to Harry Mayborn in a couple of different episodes, 2 or 3.
Yes.
So-
So this the quoted line that the "you rat bastard" has become very popular with fans who consider it one of the best in the series.
Ah.
And you'll actually notice as well that it also deliberately highlights Jack's previous threats to shoot Mayborn, which is a detail that proves significant as their off-world conflict unfolds. Again, I've probably been over-analyzing, but I think there's like a little tiny bit of symbolism in Mayborn's hot dog. Like this scene, I think perfectly encapsulates like Mayborn's character. Like just as he helps himself to food off Jack's grill, he's also trying to help himself to a pardon. And it's like a brilliant bit of character work that I think shows how Mayborn feels entitled to take whatever he wants, whether it's a simple hot dog or like a clean slate for his crimes. And I just realized, Nicole, I forgot to give you the time codes, so my apologies.
I just realized that as well. All good. I will try and guess.
I don't want to see things like that.
Dear,
You know, this is the second time he's eaten a hot dog with Jack with him.
I was gonna say.
Yes.
This is the
Yes,
first time
it
I'm
is.
recognizing that.
Simmons. He got Simmons-sized.
He did. Well deserved.
That is now my term for getting ejected from a plane. Or shit. of some
So
kind.
you'd be using that term quite frequently, I'd imagine.
Ejected from a window does have its own term, defenestrate.
Oh. It also sounds a bit, okay.
Yep.
File that away for later.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine trying to recite your lines while eating would require quite a bit of dexterity.
And
Oh,
would
yeah.
be very distracting.
Yeah. You can't see it though, like swirling around his mouth, so he's doing a good job.
It's hard to eat consistently over the course of a sequence, especially because you've
I
got
bet it
things like
is.
the length of the hot dog and the volume of the
Yes.
beer, which isn't really a problem because it's a dark, container, but
Yes. Well, Mayborn just channeled his inner Monty Hall from Let's Make a Deal. He said, door number 1, what's behind door number 1? Oh, he's so funny. Just like, I guess you won't be needing this anymore. Just throws it onto the fire.
you are what you eat.
God, Jack really likes his like wieners like pretty charred.
I was gonna say, he's always burning hot dogs. What is his problem? And he's always pouring beer on stuff.
He is.
too.
That's his answer.
Oh,
to
you'll
everything.
actually notice that that wasn't beer, it was too clear. So it's
Oh,
obviously just
okay.
water. Yeah. Oh, you
Always.
cheeky man. I love him so
So-
much.
He's so cute. I love him.
I know. So, this episode title actually draws from Milton's epic poem Paradise Lost, which actually tells the story of Lucifer's fall from heaven. And like Lucifer, Mayborn's pride led to his own fall from grace in the Air Force. So, Milton's famous line about the mind making a heaven of hell and a hell of heaven, I think, like perfectly captures how this paradise planet becomes a paranoid nightmare through that hallucinogenic arugula.
Yeah.
That's
I just
the
really
entry
wanted to
that's
say
missing from the
hallucinogenic
Omnipedia.
arugula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. That's funny.
I want Evie to go back and rewrite all the Stargate Omnipedia stuff with like punny answers and
Oh, yeah.
punny explanations.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. Put my punny spin on everything.
Well, I mean, Shadowcatcher. She used Shadowcatcher last week, and I remember thinking to myself, now, why the hell didn't I think of that when I was writing those entries? That's really clever.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. TM.
TM, yep.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, it is, look, guaranteed, like, this is a pretty far-fetched concept. Like, why would they let him kind of escape?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he could do that now. I think there's too many cameras everywhere.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Mm,
Big Brother's always watching.
Yeah.
indeed, you do. So I think this episode was shot at the Pit Lake near Vancouver, but I don't know which parts of it. I don't know if it was just when
This is on
they're
set.
isolated. Yeah, I assume it's just when they're just the two of them
Yeah.
with the lake and everything.
It's the same lake, I think, and the same beach or shoreline as I believe, if I'm not mistaken. God forsake the Incarons. These episode names are going from
Yeah.
my mind. My gosh, when they go to get the nuke ready for the Gadmir.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. Yeah,
sakes.
now I'm picturing it because Sam and Jack have that little disagreement on the shoreline.
Right.
Yeah, you're probably right.
What's the episode name, guys? Come on. All right. My brain sucks.
Yeah, that just getting
I
older.
dislike the episode, so it's
Oh, really?
So,
Okay, I enjoyed it.
yeah. So, while this episode actually uncovers like some rare insight into the furling technology and architecture, the mysterious race, still remains largely unseen. In fact, apparently the production team debated including a furling skeleton in these scenes, but couldn't agree on the appearance.
Yeah.
So, Joseph Malozzi later dubbed them the adorable little Care Bears of sci-fi.
It's just a giant koala.
yeah.
It is just a giant koala.
Scorched Earth.
Get that?
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, my mind kept on wanting to go Red Sky.
That's it, thank
and I was
you.
like,
My brain
no,
kept
that's
going
not
between
right.
two fires, and I went, no, that's the Tolans, Nicole.
Yeah, Scorched Earth. Good for you. He flew through that thing.
He really did.
Oh, Mayborn.
I would recommend calling an alien locksmith.
Was that lined up, Evie? Was that waiting?
Of course it was.
Because it was just too good. I enjoyed that. Oh, my boo. He hasn't been here since he was, still kind of a douche.
Yeah, season
So-
3. So.
You know what's kind
That's
of
nice.
kind of funny? I decided to rewatch the movie Double Jeopardy yesterday on some downtime, with Ashley Judd and Tommy Lee Jones from like 1999. And Tom Macbeth was in it. I didn't realize. I actually
Really?
made a note. I made a note
Interesting.
of how many Stargate actors were in it, and there was about 5 or 6 of them. And I think some of the scenes were they were filmed in Vancouver, which makes perfect sense. But yeah, he was like he basically put the nail in Ashley Judd's coffin, so to speak. Like he helped get her convicted. And Jay Brazeau was actually her lawyer. So, yeah.
I was watching Smallville earlier, and I was like just reliving all my Stargate memories in there. Every actor, I was like, oh, that episode, that episode.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we're kind of watching Mayborn, I guess, at his most desperate here. Like
Yep.
his NID kind of co-conspirators have fallen. Even Kinsey nearly died, and he like clearly sees the walls closing in. So I think interestingly, this was meant to be Mayborn's final episode, ending in his death, until fan interest saved his, morally questionable bottom.
Behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time we've seen on Stargate any kind of portal that doesn't have an accompanying portal on the other side. It just opens a one-way door.
Yes. Yeah, you're probably right.
The Ninja Turtles had a dimensional portal.
The Ninja Turtles.
That only opened a door to the location but didn't need a corresponding device.
Oh. Can't say I've seen a lot of Ninja Turtles,
Oh, you're missing something special.
but my cousins were very much into it growing up, but they're a few years older than me.
Yes, that was Krang's technology from Dimension X.
So we're
Back on
just
the
about to hear Carter address Mayborn as Colonel.
Really? But he was stripped of that
she
title.
She says colonels.
Interesting.
So like it's an interesting error.
Yeah.
It's like his treason conviction, and he was dishonorably discharged. So he was
I
like
think it's
basically
just-
stripped of his rank.
I think she's
So
just a
it's
sign of respect
courtesy,
for
I
him. Yeah.
guess.
Yep.
Yeah. But like, would it not be a breach of military protocol?
It would be, but they're off-world.
Yeah, I guess.
So.
I mean, Stargate's always breaching that military protocol. What can you do?
Also, this like stolen Zat situation with Carter, coming up in a few seconds. So I think there's kind of like a nice bit of irony, since she and Mayborn have like kind of a history of pickpocketing weapons from each other. But
Yes.
but this time it's really gonna eat her up. Like it's gonna eat at her because it puts Jack at risk. And I believe that the writers tried really hard to convey how deeply this affects her without making her look like incompetent. He recovered quickly.
He did.
I guess it just revenge and like justice will just do that to you.
Well, he only got zapped a little. Didn't he? I don't think he got hit head on.
No.
Maybe.
Just a light one.
Maybe it's
one of those
just
light ones.
They really have such great chemistry.
This look on his
I'd like to
face.
see them on a podcast together.
Yeah.
Oh, I would.
But in
I would
character.
love to have them.
So
Yeah, I'd love to see that happen.
a fan mentioned that this episode had some beautiful crane shots, especially this moment after, they enter the paradise. Yeah, it is some good shots.
Oh, Canada.
It's so pretty.
It is.
Feel
I
the
just wanna-
dandelions.
Yeah, I want to make like a snow angel in like the dandelions.
I love how it was so convenient that Teal'c and Jonas were away. So
Yeah, they would have
Very.
whooped his butt. That's what Mayborn was waiting for. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. I'll just wait
yeah,
a second."
I'll just wait. He can't go up against Teal'c.
No.
He'll get laid flat.
Oh dear. Yeah,
Gua walled weapons,
Yeah.
Jack.
Like the Asgard, yeah.
just like Thor's hammer.
Yeah. Show ya.
Yeah.
So I will say, right, Mayborn is for me like just one of my favorites, like absolute babe. He improves every episode, but even this episode, I do kind of struggle even with my love for him. So
Why?
I don't know. I've just never liked it. I've only ever seen this episode once.
Oh.
Seriously?
Yeah,
I
don't remember
enjoyed this episode.
anything. I do not.
I mean,
I
them on the
should.
planet is kind of like stretched out a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
But I kind of like it.
Well, the good thing about this Stargate rewatch is it makes me rewatch episodes I dislike, and maybe I'll like it more. So,
Yeah.
That is very, very true.
like I said, looks like the same field the dragon showed up. The dragon. In
Oh,
quotes.
yeah.
Probably.
So, here's a fun fact that Nicole might appreciate.
Good. Let's get that.
So this episode adds another tally to Jack's stranded off-world count. So this actually marks his 4th time after Nicole's favorite episode, Brief Candle, 100 days, and the 5th man.
Yeah.
Oh, the 5th man.
Yeah, it was a callback to a previous episode, but not really, because Harry lied.
Yeah.
You
Again.
can never trust him.
No.
You can't.
But at least he's like a friendly backstabber, you know? Like he's no longer trying to kill you or anything. He's just, minding his own business. Just
Yeah.
accidentally dragging you in with it. That's why you're going to go be King Archon the First.
He'll eventually get his own little paradise.
Yeah.
With
I
all the
actually still
wangos
can't
he can
believe
eat.
that they had that episode. I'm so excited to get there.
Dan Ben. I'm not sure that there's a Stargate episode I've only seen once. Yep. I hear you.
Yeah, even the ones I dislike
at least
of at
3
least
times.
Yeah, I've at least seen a couple of times.
I've done
I don't know.
2 series rewatches of Atlantis since the show ended. Definitely one of Universe. I think 2 though. And SG-1, I've lost count.
I've
Yeah.
never fully rewatched all of Stargate in a row because there's too much of it, and I'm a mood watcher.
Well,
and a
that's what
mood
this
reader,
is.
so-
So
Yeah.
just going to take 7 years.
That's why I'm
So,
glad we're doing it,
right.
because this is like, because if not, if I was doing this on my own, I would have
deep
skipped half of these
dive.
by now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And that's a
yeah.
shame in one regard because it's, well, I'm a completist, so it's just a shame.
Yeah, you are a completist.
comparatively, I've completed Battlestar Galactica like 8 or 9 times. Never
Well,
skip an episode.
that's
but it's a lot
80
shorter.
episodes long.
Exactly,
75,
so-
you know?
It's, it's
And
a
it-
bit
and
more
season-
digestible.
Season 3 has some clinkers, so...
Yeah.
So I think that was that's like a subtle reference to Chain Reaction.
Yeah,
with the steel
absolutely.
drums at the end.
How old was that invitation?
Yeah, so it looks like they're about 2,000 years late
Yeah.
for that paradise party.
And if it was a Furling outpost, it was conquered by the Goa'uld, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, so it definitely was.
What a view. Man, oh man.
I don't think David can hear the sound, can you, David?
No.
But I wanted to comment on the score, and I think it was a Joel Goldsmith
Yep.
score. It's like brilliantly minimalistic. Like there's like those kind of haunting percussion beats, and it kind of creates like this sense of mounting dread. And there's like an eerie composition that I think perfectly captures the paradise turned nightmare kind of atmosphere. There's like all these haunting sort of sounds. It's really clever.
I agree.
It reminds me of a lot of the soundtrack from Myst, from what I remember of it.
The game?
Uh-huh. Well, specifically Riven. Riven is set in an older era. But
There's like a recorder here. It sounds like a recorder, like a really haunting recorder.
Captain Holt's favorite.
Would skeletons last 2,000 years?
I don't know. Probably not. They'd just be eaten
I
by
feel
the
like
earth.
weather?
I don't know,
depending
but I mean,
on the planet.
Yeah.
they're still finding dinosaur bones though. So
Hey, look who this is.
Bill!
I know. I was gonna say, this is his second series appearance, which bridged the gap between his introduction in Prodigy and his season 7 return in Evolution Part 1. And I think Bill Dow himself noted that this was like a pivotal episode for his character. Like it's the first time we see him stand his ground against the main cast, particularly with Sam, and it like marks a shift from his usual supportive role to someone who needs to be the voice of reason.
This is one of those later episodes I watched, so I never knew that Bill had it in him to be like that because their relationship is so good later on.
Yeah.
This was shocking to me.
Well, he also changed kind of position from just a straight up nerd scientist to comic relief.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
that just didn't
Yes.
exist with this character yet. And I mean, I still think it's unusual for Sam to be this
Aggro.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, it's like she's needing, she hasn't had caffeine for a couple of days. I mean, I get like that. It's seriously that kind of a reaction. Like, she's not a smoker, so it couldn't be that. But I mean, it's just kind of odd. And there's the planet right there.
Too strong.
Right, exactly. I see what they're trying to do, but it's a little overboard.
No, I mean, yeah, I buy it, but
Yeah.
There you
but
go.
I think it's got more to do with the fact that she can't figure this out. She doesn't know where Jack is, and they just lost Daniel. So
That's true
it's
too.
just it's just opened up a fresh wound.
Is Daniel referenced?
Yes.
Yeah,
He is. Because
Oh.
in the I don't know if I should mention this before
No,
the
go
scene,
ahead.
but in the locker room scene with
Okay,
Tilk,
yeah.
she
that
literally
scene.
says
That's this
she literally
episode.
says,
Feels like we
yes,
just lost Daniel. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is a special episode for that alone. That's a great moment.
Agreed. And you know, it just makes my shipper heart sing. So
Oh my God.
I will say you're saying that like Sam's aggro is like pretty like not believable to a degree, David, but like I get that aggro when I like can't find something that I've misplaced. You know?
Yeah,
That's,
but
like,
you're
a
not
laggy.
the acting commanding officer of a unit.
No, I'm
So-
just a wench in my house.
That's right, a house wench. So
a wench in your house with unmanageable hair, apparently.
Yeah.
whom we wouldn't have, at least I would not have noticed at all had you not said
No,
nothing, so.
exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think
I'm
it's
sure
I
Petter
think
doesn't
kind
mind.
of I think it's kind of interesting that like Jack just criticized Mayborn for drinking like straight from the lake, but right
Yeah.
after we saw him a few seconds ago filling his own canteen. So
But he dropped
like,
he
did
dropped
I
a
miss
tablet in it.
something?
Yeah, he had
Yeah, I
a
was gonna say
iodine
filled
tablet that
Okay,
he
so
dropped
he
in.
had like a water purification tablet.
Yeah, it was in
Okay,
his
that's
other
what I
hand.
thought. Right, I didn't see that bit. Okay.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't see you.
This is so,
sassy Sam.
it's just a little too intense. Well,
Yeah,
I know it's TV.
Sam
It's supposed to
didn't-
be dramatic. I get it.
Sam didn't even get like this when like the black hole was about to suck Earth in and all their lives were about to come to an end. So if I
Yeah,
compare
but-
Sam's reactions to like other times, like 100 days, you know, that was a really long time.
But like Daniel was very much her like her emotional compass, I guess. And she doesn't
Ooh,
have him at the
yeah.
moment. So
Yeah. But I
I think
mean,
she's just feeling lost. Like they basically went from him dying, like didn't they like go straight to a mission?
Yeah.
Like Jack wanted
yeah,
to
and
go
it was
straight
it was
into
pretty
that mission.
bad. Yeah.
So and
She
it was
was-
a bad
yeah,
mission. So
everyone was-
you know,
everyone was really
like she
upset,
hasn't
so.
had. I don't think she's really had time to reset and
That's
like,
a fair point.
decompress.
Like if I look
So
at
I think it's
Revelations,
literally just
yeah.
building.
Okay, that's fair. The beginning of Revelations, that's the same personality that we're seeing right now.
Yeah. My favorite thing is that Teal'c is always able to like sense everyone's feelings, while like ironically,
He's
Daniel,
actually really receptive.
right? It's because he's
Whereas
such an
Daniel's
observer.
the sensitive one.
He's
like,
blind.
but he's blind to that sort of
Literally.
stuff, which is weird.
Yeah. It's very bizarre. I always found that very interesting. You know, just goes to show like how much Teal'c, like when he's not talking, he's actually contributing in his own way, which is
He is, yeah. He's still
Yeah.
taking things in.
yeah,
He's already eating the flora.
yeah.
He is, yeah.
Arugula.
Actually, apparently this was actually a playful jab at Robert C. Cooper, who absolutely hates arugula.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's actually called
Oh, no.
rocket in the
Oh, no.
Commonwealth countries, so I guess they just called it arugula for the American audience.
Oh no.
Was that a ball of C4? What was that? Was it just a
I
ball
know
of
it was
plastic
some sort of
explosive?
plastic explosive.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
apparently in a very it was a very humorous story from Tom.
This is
He actually
great.
recalled being told that Mayborn was special ops despite not knowing that previously. And this came up when he was supposed to be throwing these plastic explosives, something he wasn't trained to do. And Tom got to have some fun with that scene. He mentions that throwing fish at Jack was a memorable moment where he could improvise and go off script.
I love the way the Jack's like so wrong on so many levels. Like,
Of
this is a man
course,
who likes
it hits
to
his
fish.
right. There's something
Exactly.
spiritual about that for him, but I mean,
There is.
they're in a life or death situation now, and they're hungry, so blow up the
Exactly.
friggin'
There's no
fish.
time to waste. But I
there's
guess,
something so
he's
nasty
probably
about blowing them
hoping
up.
to he's probably hoping to like preserve the explosives and stuff for like an absolutely, necessary situation, and he's happy just to like take his time with the fishing. But I guess when you're hungry, you're hungry. Also, guys, the mug I'm using today actually has an image of Jack from this scene on the
Brilliant.
side.
Brilliant. Very Evie of you.
I know, it really is. So I'm just admiring my mug.
Mm.
I wouldn't give him a gun.
No.
Not
No.
now. Oh shoot. He wants. Oh boy.
Yeah, you brought us here.
Yeah.
He could
What
take
David
you,
said.
man. That you're not getting a gun. It's not happening.
Well, you literally said "oh shoot," which I think is very just.
David, your dad said iodine tablets. Is that what they do to purify the water?
Yes.
Right.
Oh,
Didn't know that.
iodine. Oh, iodine's
Yeah,
such a
is
strong
right.
flavor.
Yeah, but it's drinkable after about 15 minutes. So.
Oh, does it dissipate the taste of
Oh no,
iodine?
no, it definitely stays.
Ah,
But you can
ugh.
drink it after about 15 minutes.
I was gonna say I would
Okay.
gladly do the 15-minute iodine wait than risk all the parasites in that water.
True. Yeah. I wonder how many tablets, because they would have been on his person, like on his jacket or something. Wonder how many they had stuffed into the little pockets.
Oh, he's gonna bury the rest.
Yeah,
of
not very
the-
well though.
Well, I mean, doesn't want to forget him. Does Harry find him?
Harry's literally watching.
Oh, well, there you go. Jack's not very stealth then right now, is he?
No, he's lost his edge.
They've all had too much arugula.
Yeah. Yep, he's got arugula brain. Does it look like Harry's just watching?
Oh, well, there we go.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Harry POV.
Lockwatch said the fish they were eating was smoked salmon.
Oh, ooh.
It looked a bit pink.
Well, it had
you know.
pink. Yeah, because it kind of looked to me like it was undercooked, but salmon would make sense.
That's what I was wondering as well. I was like, is that salmon? Salmon is not Evie's favorite fish,
No, it's too
Fun fact.
fishy. I'm one of those people who doesn't like fishy fish.
which is ironic because I don't really like fishy fish, and I eat salmon because to me it's the least fishy.
I thought
so
that
our
salmon
taste
was
buds
supposed to
aren't
be a
aligned.
least fishy tasting fish.
Yeah,
It's not. To me, it
No?
tastes like dirt. Like it tastes earthy. I don't know how else to
I
describe
think
it. My-
Evie's taste buds are broken.
Okay, fish like tilapia, cod, halibut, flounder, and haddock are generally considered to have a mild taste and not considered fishy.
There you go.
Cod, I guess, is what
Yeah.
I'm thinking of.
We have usually I can eat snapper.
Mm.
Like snapper usually doesn't have much of a flavor.
Did you check the moon?
Yeah.
moon
What was
right
that?
there,
That
guys.
big thing. That big thing. You can't really
Yeah.
ignore it.
Jalro.
Yurish Tot said salmon cakes are yummy. I don't like fish cakes. They're grim.
I actually like fish cakes.
Oh, we do not agree on palate sometimes.
2 weeks.
That's a long time to be.
That's
Yeah,
a
they're
long
there for a
time,
month.
yeah.
My
I think they're there for a
IBS
month.
could never.
Oh, but you'd have so many
Jeez.
leaves to use.
Oh, just not for me. Not for me.
So Jack has exclusively been eating the fish?
I think he's been trying to avoid the arugula.
The arugula.
Okay.
He runs out of options in a second.
So, he took the P90. Oh boy, here we go.
Hmm.
My dad said, I guess mahi mahi doesn't taste fishy. So
Oh, I don't know if I've had mahi mahi.
I
Yeah.
haven't in a
Probably
long
not
time.
probably not available like
Yeah.
as readily in Australia.
Yeah,
I had some in the Philippines.
Ah.
Rat
Yeah.
bastard.
Yeah, indeed. That's exactly what Jack's thinking.
There were two clips, and I think there was a grenade, at least. So
Mabel's gonna go fishing with that grenade. Wait, would a grenade still go off under the water?
yeah,
It would, wouldn't it?
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. it'd have to drop a really severe. I wonder what the maximum pressure depth of a grenade is.
Yeah.
There was quite a few people online that commented on Jack's stubble. Like, if he's been there for a couple of weeks, it should be a lot longer than it is.
It should be properly bearding it up, yeah. Do you think he's been like just taking his like sharpened blade and just been trying to shave it a bit?
Yeah, maybe.
Because I would not want to like, have to clean a beard. I can't imagine they smell very good right now.
Oh, that'd smell awful. I mean, even if they were able to shower, I mean, they've only got not shower, but like, bathe in the lake. Then they still got their clothes, and it's not like they have
Oh, he's starting.
the arugula. Yeah, he has to.
Yeah.
God, just eating just wilted leaves, no dressing.
Yeah,
Ew.
I couldn't do it. I have to
Aw.
do salad with dressing.
Investigator Jack.
Yeah, it's quite cool actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
He can put stuff together.
Well, there were quite a few people on some of the forums for this episode confused by this. Like, they couldn't figure out what he was doing.
He's
And I was like, well,
marking
he doesn't
the
verbalize it, but
locations
he's marking
of
the locations of the
Yeah.
corpses, or at least the number of corpses that he finds.
I think they're at a circle around the camp. Oh,
Yeah.
Like a sacrifice.
color
So
shift.
I love the color shift. It's so good. Like, when he starts to feel the effects of the plant, and I think the cinematography like really steps up, like using increased contrast and
So
like
Mabel's
those
been
bleached
seeing
out
everything
colors.
Yeah.
like this for a while.
Yeah. And it's like a visual signal of his descent into madness. I think it's really clever.
Mm.
Also, there's a picture here that he knocks over, and then it's right back where it was.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
and then in 1 second, it's right back on the top. Yeah, there it is.
Those little details.
So, someone on Reddit commented on the sense of paranoia and suspense created by the camera work in this episode. They said that they found Jack's like delirious behavior and running around with a gun to be quite creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, Nicole, it's got like 40 seconds until the locker room scene.
Oh yes. That's warning for me to be quiet so Yvie can do her thing.
No, not at all.
I was hoping you'd have a fun fact for it. Damn.
No, I meant like I have my own thoughts, obviously.
Okay, good. We can appreciate it together then. Oh.
Yep.
Mm.
I assume they just used like a fish skeleton or something.
Yeah, it's a little symbiote skeleton right there.
Yep.
Mm. Mm. What do you think symbiotes taste like?
Fish.
Chicken.
I was going to say
Everything
like
tastes
chicken.
like chicken.
Yeah.
Little gulp.
No, actually, like chicken, macaroni, and cheese.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. So what I was going to say about this scene as it Like
in the
it's sort of
dark.
it's a rare scene between Sam and Tilk that really showcases their rarely explored friendship. And I think it also shows Tilk as like the team's emotional anchor. Like Amanda Tapping specifically fought to include this moment, which was apparently filmed weeks after the principal photography, seeing it as like crucial to humanize Sam's harsh behavior and make up for a similar scene that was cut from Meridian. And the scene also beautifully foreshadows their future interaction in Grace,
Yeah.
where Tilk has a very similar conversation with Jack. So it sort of highlights Tilk's consistent role as the team's perceptive confidant, which I think is very true.
I feel like I don't see him being the emotional support for Daniel as much because I feel like Daniel is able to kind of be a bit emotional, but I feel like because Jack and Sam are always having to kind of push that stuff away because they're military, Teal'c is able to like see that and like support it more, you know?
Well, he understands because he's a warrior
Yeah.
himself.
Which I
It's
love.
a great scene.
Yeah.
It really is. I'm so glad that they included it.
I will say additionally, you know, I hope this doesn't come across as like, you know, bad or anything, but you know, in the past around this time as well, women have always been, you know, considered the more emotional side. So to see someone on TV like being a man and being characterized as someone who's so full of emotion and so supportive, you know, it's like yes, you know, men have feelings too.
Openly,
Yeah, yeah.
openly vulnerable with someone you care about.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
here comes the piggy.
beautiful to see. Oh, that shot. I love that. Isn't that in the opening
Shitty
sequence at some
shot
point?
Harry instead. Yes, it's at the beginning of I think season 7.
Yes. Yep.
He looked very cool, very hot. Urius Tosh said that Teal'c is the meat and potatoes of SG-1.
Oh,
that.
he is.
Oh, got him good.
So I actually really like the symbolism here, like Mayborn's actual blood showing through these like bleached out tones. Like it's like reality is quite literally bleeding through their like hallucinatory state. I think it's kind of it was a cool decision.
Oh boy,
He always
here we
wants to
go.
shoot you.
Screw you, Mayborn.
Yeah. I think there's kind of like a nice bit of symbolism in both men hallucinating the pig. Like it's pretty fitting that Mayborn, who's like our favorite optimistic scavenger, is trying to like trap one. And of course, in classic like Mayborn fashion, his trap ends up hurting Jack instead.
Do you think they hallucinated the pig?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Both of
Yeah.
them?
Yep. Yep. It
They're
was like
both
a joint
hallucinating a pig.
hallucination. Uh-huh.
You're
Arugula
playing
really
with
likes
me.
pigs. The Arugula has a pig fixation.
I assumed
It
that there was a
does.
pig on the island. Or
No, I
wherever
don't
they
think
are.
there was. I don't think there was.
I would assume that it is just a that it is just a hallucination. They're both
Yeah.
fixating. Happens to be a pig. I don't know why they're both saying it. Big coinky dink, but
I don't
yeah.
know
Oh, that
what's so
grosses me
unreasonable
out.
about there being a razorback or any kind of pig on the island. I mean,
Sure, like they could be. I just the way
Yeah, I
that
just
I
assumed they're both
interpreted
off
that
their
scene
Interesting,
is that
okay.
it was a hallucination.
yeah, there were a
Yeah.
ton of javelina in Phoenix. Let me tell you, and they would gore you if you pinned them in where they couldn't get out. They would
Oh,
fight their way
God.
free. That's definitely it.
You're about to see that light globe above her head.
That's
The light globe's flickering at the moment. It's just
Yep.
flickering, and then it's on now.
Mm-hmm.
She's figured it out.
Are the planets on the key?
She explains it.
Ah, there we go.
and no one looked.
It's on the key.
Yeah. Clever.
Big brain.
Clever girl. Hello, Ian. Welcome to the party.
Season 6. We are getting through it.
Oh, the color is lighter now.
The
'cause I
color's
guess
changed.
He's figured it out, so he's quit eating.
Yeah. He's gone like cold turkey or cold I don't know.
He's gone Black Ops.
He has. So, note to self, if a Gorewald shows up to your paradise planet with a housewarming gift, maybe don't accept
Maybe
it.
don't accept.
Like a
Especially if
housewarming
it's a
plant.
regular.
Well, don't
Yeah.
accept gifts from Ball.
No.
No, never
No.
accept
They
it.
have a
from
habit of
all.
exploding. I think that's how Sobek bit it.
So, this intense shootout scene at the hut actually required like serious safety measures.
Mhm.
I think that the crew were wearing like face protection, and RDA was wearing earplugs to handle the 16 practical bullet hits that embedded into the set. And I think despite being offered his stunt double, Dan Shave, for the sequence where he rolls away, I think RDA actually did it himself.
Huh.
Oh boy. Good shot.
Yeah, it is.
He knows he knows he's done for.
He does.
cooked.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, he could have chosen not to turn now with a loaded weapon. That's what that's what gets him shot.
The look on his face. Oh, that's how that feels. He really could have. He really could have killed him.
I was gonna say the
And-
implication is like that they could have really, done that.
I'm sure it was a strategically
You think he strategically
placed bullet.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. He would have had to have avoided the femoral artery, because that would be like almost immediate
Did you
death.
shoot it?
wouldn't
Did you
it?
shoot him in the leg? Where did you shoot him?
Shot him in the. Where is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is the leg.
Okay, and that was enough to knock him down. All right.
I think all that arugula,
The arugula.
he
No,
he was really high.
Where's he
and
shot?
so-
No, wait. I think I think it might be in the abdomen.
Okay.
Shoulder? Looks like it's the shoulder.
I think this is my favorite scene of theirs, except for the one over the phone.
Yeah.
Yes. With the steel drums. Is that the one you mean?
Oh yes. They all killed themselves.
Mm-mm.
It is cool to see Jack have to figure stuff out himself.
Lockwatcher
only
says
took
this
him a
scene was a
month.
Rick idea.
Yeah, you're too much of a pain in the ass. Keep coming back, please. We like you. I honestly never thought that this scummy man, this piece of crap, could be so lovable.
Yes. Yeah, I thought the same for McKay.
Yeah.
Well, Jack has a dark aspect to his nature.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a part of him that recognizes the same thing that he saw in Tilk, which is that
That's true.
he does believe in giving people another chance.
Yeah. So the fan reaction to Mayborn's character arc, I think, really captures like his complexity. One Reddit viewer put it, they love him and they want to punch him at the same time.
For sure.
And I think it's exactly this like love to hate quality that sort of helped evolve him from like a one-dimensional NID operative into one of the show's most delightful, complicated characters. And I, for one, am extremely grateful that they kept him around for a little bit longer. And I just wanted to quote, I was watching some like behind the scene footage the other day of this episode, filmed by RDA. And
Yes.
he had this quote, and he said, "War is hell. at least I have my own makeup lady on the front line. That was funny.
Jan Newman.
Yes, Jan.
We have a good joke here, which is that Anthony said that it looks like the field dressing was on Mayborn's chest, and then Anthony said, no, as No Lockwatcher said afterwards, the field dressing would go great with the greens they were eating.
Yes,
I was
the
complaining
side
there
of
wasn't any
field
dressing.
dressing. Why didn't I think of that?
Paradise Lost.
As you can see, I'm no longer wearing the Udi, by the way, because my hair decided to go flat finally. So
It's because you squashed it with the
I
Udi.
squashed into submission. So
Doing what you can with what you got. That was good. I'll go first because I haven't gone first.
Go for it. Dive in.
Jack and Mayborn go camping. You know, I mean, that's really what this episode is when it boils right down to it. And it's a cute one. It's one of the more heavy Jack episodes that we actually get. But I'm waffling between a 3 and a 4. I should probably give it a 4 then.
Okay.
The guest's appearance is great. You know, getting Jack to see Jack getting to solve a problem. Was exciting.
yeah.
As exciting as it was having him write with charcoal, you know, like with fire coal. But
Yep.
yeah, no, I mean it was I'm not crazy about this season, and this was kind of the
No.
middle of the road for me, but I'll probably give it a 4. I'll give it a 4. Tom
Okay.
is always
All right.
great.
That's
and
decent.
the juxtaposition of the two of them in scenes is always wonderful. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree. Did you want me to go, Nicole, or did you want to go?
Yeah, I'm still umming and ahhing.
Okay.
Hemming and
So
hawing.
I really enjoyed this episode, except I guess it is kind of a little bit slow. And
Yeah.
I guess it does unfold a bit strange. Like, it goes from, them, guys, I guess, learning about the Furlings to all of a sudden, yeah, like you said, camping and enjoying some hallucinogenic arugula. But I do enjoy this episode, and I do love the chemistry between Jack and Mayborn. It's one of my favorite part of the series, and it's nice to see so much of RDA, considering that he is, peeling back his appearances a little bit. And this still felt like it was a quite a heavy RDA based episode. Of course, I love the locker scene. I was very pleased that they were able to include it, and from my understanding, Amanda Tapping really fought for that scene.
Was the episode
because
long
they
that
did
they did it, or was it something that she
I don't
wanted
know.
added?
She wanted, well, my understanding was it was supposed to be something similar. Like she missed that kind of emotional scene in Meridian that was supposed to be between her and Tilk.
Oh, okay.
And that was cut because the episode fell too long, and she wanted something kind of that was also kind of emotional and showed a different side of her character than like that straight up sort of military type in this episode, and she really fought for it to be included to the point where it was filmed weeks after the original episode was filmed. Like it was, yeah, so she really fought for it. And I think it's just a lovely scene.
Well, you need an
Not
answer
because
to
I'm
the
a-
scenes that have come before. You know,
Exactly,
it's an
because
explanation
like you
to
said,
why she's
it's
acting
such a
that way.
stark difference in her usual behavior. But for me, and we just sort of talked about this during the stream, but for me, it was just like a snowball effect. Like everything that's happened in the past season or so, like losing Daniel and having a couple of crap missions, and I think it's just escalated to the point where she's not really herself. So yeah, that's, I think, why we saw that. But yeah, I do appreciate that they put that little bit in, so you've got like a tiny bit more background. She's explaining why she's feeling that way, and you're kind of like, oh, okay, I can kind of understand that, even though it was inappropriate. And I'm pretty sure we actually find out in, I think it's inauguration, that Dr. Lee actually does submit a complaint about her behavior on that planet.
Oh, okay. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, I've complained about people
Um,
I like at work, you know, when they've been the worst. So
What's your number, Evie? What'd you give
Yeah.
it?
So I think 6 is too strong, so I'm gonna go with a 5.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
So this episode is one that I don't really like very much. I do like the locker scene. I forget that that's in this episode. It's nice to see. It's nice to see Sam, you know, kind of letting out all that energy she was carrying from Meridian. You know, I love Mayborn, but like for some reason, everyone on drugs in this episode wasn't for me. You know, Brief Candle, I was all for it only because it stopped very quickly and then became very interesting.
Oh God, I hope not.
Yeah. This was just kind of a bit meh, and the I don't know, just the closure at the end as well felt a bit like meh. You know, it's like, oh, they're here, and then that's it, cut, and I was like, I would say Stargate is better with friends, but only slightly. So I think I'm gonna give this a 3. There we go. I was close to a 2, but I did enjoy it more than I thought I would.
Okay.
So going for 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Anthony said it's a 5 for me. I think no, I like that the entire episode is based around Jack and Harry. Me too.
Yep.
Raj Luthra, my rating for Paradise Lost is 6 out of 7 chevrons. I wish there was a follow-up episode or mentions about the planet's technology. Also wish there was more for Teal'c and Jonas to do. Yes, that too.
Mhm.
Yeah, barely
so-
any Jonas at all.
Yeah. Lockwood says I give this a 6. A great Mayborn Jack-centric episode. Musical score in the episode was one of the best. The lack of dialogue on the planet was brilliant. Yeah, it was very quiet. Gecko Fett 6 out of 7. Shimmer and Victoria 4, cool, but didn't really keep me super interested. Stuart Miller 5 out of 7. Jean Diada, I think I'll go with a 4. Like the buddy comedy and learning a bit more about the Furlings. Urias Tosh gave it a 4. Jed Ted gave it a 6. Jacob said 5 chevrons. The story is interesting enough, but I mainly like it for the unique technical aspects. Cinematography, sound, music, and overall tension make it a standout of SG-1.
Mhm.
Wow, okay.
Mm.
Ian said, sorry I was late, but I give it a 4. Jack and Mayborn are class together. And Dan
Mhm.
Ben says 5 out of 7. Yeah, and Urias said, Tosh says, Season Jonas is good. It's okay. I enjoy aspects of it. And Urias Tosh said, McKay is intolerable, lacking any redeeming qualities of SG-1.
Oh,
Not even
Really?
the same character in Atlantis.
Sure, in SG-1, yeah, he does great on me at the start of Atlantis, but then I just fall in love with him in the end.
I fell in love with him in Redemption. That's when it's like, oh yeah, he's a good boy. He follows up by saying Mayborn has the great arc where you see the change from dirtbag to admirable rogue. Yeah, the thing is, McKay doesn't really change too much. He just has more supportive people in his life to correct him.
Yeah.
You
You know?
understand
Yeah,
his
maybe.
perspective
Yeah.
Yes.
because you're
yeah,
exposed
maybe.
to more of his idiosyncrasies. You know.
Yeah.
Rob Cooper says he's like his stand-in in the franchise. So, which I didn't really
I like
believe. And then a couple of Rob and I got into a couple of not heated but like more awkward exchanges, and McKay came out.
Oh, really?
Oh,
'Cause
yeah. There was
like
at
in
one point I had
interviews?
said something. Yeah, I had said something that he didn't really agree with, and he was like, "Yeah." Anyway.
So I'm in love with McKay. Does that mean I'm
Oh.
actually in love with Rob Cooper then?
It's entirely possible.
That's pretty great.
Oh man, that was funny.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Okay, and I just
All
read
right.
something that I've got to share. The Christmas Day, this past week I saw, and I was like, oh, that would be funny to share just randomly.
Okay.
Because Nicole's a gamer.
I
So Christmas Day, this message went out from a guy named Anthony Carboni. Reminder: a lot of kids are going online with their first game consoles today. Crush them. Absolutely annihilate them. Feed those idiot children to your ratios. Use their dumb, fumbling fingers to build your throne. Make them wish Christmas never came.
To be fair, every year I log on to like Rainbow
Domination.
Six or Sea of Thieves or something, and like you can see who's come online because they've just gotten a new console and the new game. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna crush them. And it's always very
Destroy.
exciting. They'll be like, I'm only 10. And I'm like, do I care? This is a lesson.
This is the great leveling field right now. You are in it, prepared to die.
Yeah, you're about to get bullied so hard you
great
become
life
good at this
lesson.
game, and then you can
Modern
start bullying
bullying.
people my age. So
All right, gang. We're
I do not
ready
condone
for
bullying.
Well, I mean, you know, you gotta
Only
prepare
in
for
video
the real
games
world
like that.
a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true. Yeah.
I got bullied, so that's definitely like in school, which is, you know, and also being bullied in gaming, like being constantly torn apart meant I had to be better. So
That's right.
there's a level of modeling that it does
Absolutely.
do.
Absolutely.
Does build a different character.
You guys ready for
does,
Metamorphosis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch Nerdy find her.
Nerdy.
Yeah, as Rick put it, flirty, dirty, nerdy.
Dirty, flirty, nerdy.
Yeah. All right, Metamorphosis. You guys ready to rock and roll?
Yeah.
Whoops, let me reset the timer. You misset the timer, John Paul. All right, there we go. A little Seinfeld for everyone. All right. Metamorphosis in 5, 4, 3. And the card was swiped correctly. Welcome back to Wormhole Extremists. My name is David. I'm with Nicole.
Hello.
And Yvie.
Hello.
And this is Metamorphosis.
With any luck, I'll get sick.
Jeez.
Oh, it's so bad. That is some bad flirting.
Whenever I finish being on the phone to a really good customer service person who's helping me with an issue, like with the electricity or plumbing, I'll be like, have a great day. And you know what? I hope I never have to speak to you again, but it wouldn't be bad if I did. So
Oh, very nice.
yeah.
So I think the production team cleverly used the klaxon to mask the whole Sam's like chicken bleep line.
Yeah.
Which like allowed them to slip past the broadcast restrictions.
That's it.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And we see the debut of
the Russian unit,
SG-4 team, which they gained through the negotiations.
14.
14.
Did I just
yeah, I was gonna say.
SG4 team or SG14?
4.
Okay,
SG-4.
14. Okay, got it.
Team.
Oh, they are SG4. Are they SG4?
Yeah, they
or
are
they
SG4.
I'm guessing SG4 died. It says 4
No,
on the
they're
side. I'm guessing
SG4.
they all died, and the American ones, and they were like, right, got to replace them. We'll give them to the
Okay.
Russians.
Got it. All right.
So
it's a pretty high number.
We meet here
that's what I was
Lieutenant
thinking.
Colonel Sergei Ivanov, played by, he's actually Russian born actor, Rayo Ganiv. And this is like his most significant role in the franchise. But he'll actually go on to appear in 8 more Stargate episodes across SG-1 and Atlantis. And Alex Ray is Alabran, and he'll later return as a crossbow villager in the Atlantis episode Childhood End.
Wow. Okay, there we go.
With all the names you tried to say, I feel like I need my boyfriend to get in here because he can actually do the accent.
I did phonetically spell them out, so hopefully I should be pronouncing them correctly.
It didn't sound bad. I just thought, oh yeah, where's my boyfriend when I need him?
So we're sort of watching a uniquely crafted episode. So the story actually comes from Jacqueline Samuda herself,
Yes,
who we'll see in her final appearance as Nirti. And the teleplay was written by the show's visual effects supervisor James Tishner, which is his last script, I think, for the series. And
I feel bad for not loving this episode now. Thanks, Yvie.
Aww. Well, apparently he was inspired by the idea of like a bad guy geneticist. And he like originally imagined a man with grafted wings. And I think there is actually a lot of similarities between this episode and X-Men from 2000.
I was going to say, this is exactly it. It gave me, when I watched this, I went, am I watching X-Men? Is it in 2 that he melts into a puddle? Yeah, it's in 2. It's X-Men 2.
I'm not sure about that, but it did a lot of like online forums were just comparing it to like the original X-Men because there's like experimental mutations, displays of telepathic power, and there's the iconic moment of the bullet stopping midair.
Yeah.
This episode actually did receive a Leo Award for best makeup.
Wow.
In a dramatic series.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Which is understandable because like even if you don't like the episode's story, the makeup is incredible.
The Elephant Man makeup that Dion Johnstone has is pretty. It's pretty amazing.
You can't even tell that it's Dion Johnstone.
No, you can't.
Like it looks nothing like him.
Nope.
And in Japan, guys, this episode's like charming title is The Fantastic Psychic.
The Fantastic Psychic?
What the hell?
Yes.
I was going to say, actually, I think it is X-Men 1. I'm just trying to remember how it comes to... Yeah, because he ends up being... They pretend that he's still alive, the senator. because it's Mystique pretending to be him at the end. So yeah.
Oh,
He
that's
melts into a big
right.
puddle of water.
What happens to his clothing? Does his clothing turn to water too?
Yeah, I don't think we see the clothing. So, I was going to say, even Alex Zahara, who does appear in this episode as well, he actually spoke of the moral complexity of this episode, questioning whether the residents of the planet were truly collaborating with Nearity or merely trying to survive. As he put it, they were sold a bill of goods that was a complete lie, while their culture was systematically destroyed.
Destroyer of Worlds, PTSD.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the DNA resequencer,
Yep.
the machine that we see in this episode, the concept was actually came from Jacqueline Samuda herself.
Yep.
She originally had the idea. It was a pitch that she made to Andromeda, the series Andromeda, but it wasn't picked up. It sort of found its home in Stargate after she had a lunch discussion with Brad Wright,
Who is an old colleague of hers.
There you go.
So I've seen this episode quite a few times.
Oh, really?
Which I don't know why, because I don't love it. So I think maybe I just like seeing Nettie die.
And it is pretty violent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Gets
It
her
is.
comeuppance. Yeah, for now.
Mm.
Do all the Russians get wiped out again, or just one?
I don't think they return with any. Oh,
He does.
So we on screen, we see I think a few of them perish, and the others would have returned home through the gate, but we don't see that bit.
Okay.
So I think some of the team does survive.
Okay.
So this episode originally included an even more graphic death scene for Alibrand that had to be cut. So
Really?
even so, yeah, it does remain one of Stargate's most visually disturbing episodes, according to fans.
Yeah, I mean, I'd already seen X-Men by this point, so I really was unfazed. I was like, oh, just like that. And then
I think his body was supposed to explode.
I mean, I've seen True Blood, so again. But I can imagine for Stargate, that's pretty intense.
Yeah, you've been a bit
Desensitized to
desensitized, but that's not really a bragging point. That's kind
No.
of sad.
I wanted to see a side-by-side of X-Men in this. Because it's the same way the veins and the water and the breakdown, it's
Yeah.
so similar.
Yeah. Or maybe his clothes were
His
left
clothes
there.
were left, yeah.
They don't really show it.
Yeah.
So,
Completely liquefied
according
him.
to
Yeah.
apparently in Russian he just said God's mother, which is the equivalent of oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. And some industrial vacuum cleaners.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of
Some mops.
surprised that Hammond allowed them to go off world after this. Like they were kind of in direct contact with this group, and they don't know why he turned into liquid. So it's kind of bold allowing to go forth.
Yep.
Oh, Jack's being so
He
Totally
needs him. He knows the lay of the land. This is ridiculous.
yeah. This is him just being like a child. Yeah, I'll take SG-3. It's like, sorry, for standing right there, ready to go.
Yeah,
They
ready
know
to go.
everything. They've
Yeah,
met the locals.
exactly.
Come on. Like,
Yeah,
how would he like
he
it if the reverse
understands
was
that too.
happening? Yeah. Like, how would he
No,
like it
Jack
if the
understands
Russians
that he's just
team
been
doing that to him?
exactly. He's just been his usual stubborn self.
Yeah. Bruh.
So there's a bit of a lighting mismatch coming up.
Oh, really?
So when SG-1 comes through the gate onto the alien planet, there's a bit of a lighting thing. I don't know, it doesn't quite look right. And
That's
From my
weird. The flicker.
understanding-
Look at that.
What is that?
Yeah, I don't know why there's the flickering. The location I think is the reclaimed gravel pit at Lower Seymour Conservation Reserve.
I think that flashing was the attempt to try and do the Stargate's like shimmering
With
reflection.
people coming through it,
Yeah.
but it
Like,
was
they-
too
they really-
inconsistent.
They really
Yeah.
biffed it, yeah.
And he just said, "You're in charge, hold the gate."
There we go.
Mm.
Good old matte paintings.
Yeah. I miss them.
They work every time.
Lockwood said the transition to water was accomplished with water balloons. That's
Wow.
bananas.
Oh.
You just need a team of snipers to take them all out.
Yeah. They kind of look bored, don't they?
Yeah.
Standing around doing nothing.
Well, I mean, why is there no one guarding the Stargate?
I was going to say,
mean,
why did they not know
have
that
at
the
least
Stargate
one.
had been activated?
Yeah. That's
Instead of
why
having
you
all
would
these
need
men
people coming
stand
around. Right,
around.
exactly.
Yeah.
More than half of anyone who might come for you would come through the gate, not by ship.
That's true. That's true.
I feel like David, your dad's like crying inside because like he's like, look at all this bad military protocol.
I don't know if he would comment on a lot of this.
Well, Daddy Reed, if you have an opinion, please share it. Stargate has a lot of silly moments, but we just, it's TV.
It is TV.
Boom.
I mean, it is just entertainment. It's not going to be
That's
100% accurate.
I mean, the Jafar bullet sponges and, the Stormtrooper aim. It's just...
I actually kind of like that Jack takes out that one guy running.
I've got him.
Just a single
guy.
shot. Yeah.
Lol. Bye. Lockwood said the matte painting was done by the same artist that did Tomb Raider 2. Wow.
Ah.
Interesting.
That's crazy. I love that. Raj Luther said, thank you for flying with Air Teal'c.
It was a great visual
So good.
effect.
So good, yeah.
It was.
That's really good.
Okay, so even though they're hidden under some impressive prosthetics, these are actually two familiar faces. So
I
Dion
can
Johnstone,
already,
as we mentioned before, and
Yeah.
Alex Zahara play Wodan and Egar. So yeah, but we do actually have another reoccurring actor as well. Dan Payne does play one of Nerity's Jafar in this
Yep.
episode.
He's so big.
Yeah, hard to miss. So, in his Dial the Gate interview, Alex shared that he and Dion Johnstone decided to play their characters as kind of brothers.
Yeah. David's dad said, I was watching the video. What was the question? Do you cry inside every time you see bad military protocol in Stargate? Does it hurt something inside you?
If there's references to aerial vehicles, helicopters and things like that, that's right up his alley. So
Ah,
Cry inside is obviously me just being over dramatic.
you never.
Can you believe it?
So, the makeup effects were apparently even more disturbing in person. Jacqueline Zamuda found it particularly haunting how the characters believed they were receiving treatments to help them while actually being experimented on. And she described them as subjects, victims, prisoners, and almost cult followers.
Yeah.
well, when you are given extraordinary abilities, despite what happens to you on the surface,
Yeah.
it's pretty. God knows what you'd be willing to do to keep
I'm
someone.
debating, right? Like, I'm trying to think to myself, if Nirti said to me, I'll cure your IBS and give you powers, but you'll look like that, I'm like, I'm and ahhing about it, really.
Yeah, but this is not the end result. You
No,
know,
it's not.
They're
No,
talking.
they
They're
haven't
talking
reached the
about
end.
right. They're expecting that she's going to restore them to normal. And
Because
I,
Alibrand was
Yeah.
further along in his treatment than
yeah,
they were, and he looked human
yeah,
Yeah.
before he became a puddle.
It's like
yeah,
she was trying to restore them, you know. The thing is, I don't think she doesn't want to kill them. She wants to succeed, but obviously it's like it's gonna
Mm.
happen because she's testing on them, so till she gets it
I
wrong.
I just I can't believe that that's Dion Johnstone. Like I can't
yeah.
believe
It's just
it.
good
It's
makeup.
incredible.
Yeah, and good
Yeah. But like it
performance.
doesn't even sound like him. Like he's obviously got
It doesn't. Yeah.
some different teeth in or something, but like yeah. And they've changed his eye color,
Yes.
but yeah, it just looks nothing like
Alex
him.
O'Hara, I can
Different
see
Halloran.
that's him,
Yes, yes.
you know, but not Dion.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, Alex said that his approach to Edgar was inspired by Greek mythology, where seers were often blind yet could perceive beyond the physical world. So, the character's distinctive eye and the mutations sort of became symbols of this transformation for him,
Mm-hmm.
representing someone whose mind, body, and spirit had fundamentally changed.
Daddy Reed says basic military rank / protocol sometimes sucks in Stargate.
Yeah.
Sometimes, though, taking that as a win.
Well, considering how many how many episodes there were in whole, it's not too bad.
Mm-hmm. And
No,
he
yeah.
hasn't seen most of the show. So,
Yeah.
but he comes from an army background, so
Mm-hmm.
Be cool for you to show him some of the more military focused
I
episodes and see what his opinion is.
well, I mean, like on the example of like Heroes, for instance, you know, he's
Yeah.
of the mind that the especially with the president backing the documentary team, that the SGC would have bent over backwards for them rather than pushed them out. It's little
Right.
things like that you know you just have to
Okay.
just
Just
have
have
to
to
accept
buy.
that the story is doing
Yeah.
what it needs to do. So
Yeah. Nah, mate. Don't know what you're talking about.
and now we're
Absolutely
gonna
no idea.
lie.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
To ask her in the nicest possible way. Oh no!
Oh dear. Yurius Tosh said, after living among Russian speakers for over a decade, Stargate Russians do look a bit comical or outright fake.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Interesting.
it can seem that way. Like there are a few moments here where I'm like, oh, not in this episode, but you know, sometimes.
Mm. So we actually just heard RDA pronounce Nirti kind of correctly
Correct,
for the most
yeah.
part.
Really? You usually let
But
them do
he
it.
does usually say nerdy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which fans have apparently said that they love because it kind of fits the character's like mad scientist persona. And as we said beforehand, Rick's actual nickname for her was Dirty Flirty Nerdy.
Dirty, flirty, nerdy.
Yeah.
Dear, oh dear.
Atu. Quickly.
Oh, that was brilliant.
I do love when you do that. It always makes me chuckle.
In cells.
Have fun.
Go on in. Oh, by the way, I'm telekinetic.
Yeah.
See, again, this is like my issue with being in like big shared cells with people is again, you gotta like go doo-doo in front of other people. My IBS could never. Oof.
Dance, Teal, dance.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Well, crud.
Would have been so hard to speak through those
Yeah.
prosthetic teeth.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say.
I think
those
that's why his
quote-unquote teeth.
pronunciation is a bit different. Like he's
Yeah.
really overpronouncing some of his words, which he probably kind of has to do with those teeth. So you don't hear the word stymied enough these days. I think
Stymied?
it's due for a comeback.
You think
I
so?
agree.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep, she's got a bad feeling in her waters.
Nettie's also about to be on her way.
Hmm.
Yep.
Hi guys.
Is she invisible again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd assume so.
That
If
works.
you see rings go and you don't see her, but you know it's her house, you know she's there.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Well
Oh.
done.
So
She looks
on
great.
Nerity's
Yeah.
costume, Jacqueline admitted to checking her reflection in the camera lens between takes to make sure that her elaborate costume stayed properly in place.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I was gonna say, like, it looks like, stuff's about to fall out potentially.
Exactly.
She's really in there. Looks great.
Does
So
that
the,
statue have 3 arms?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it does. It's kind of like, is it Ganesh?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It's a good response.
She looks like so muscular in this outfit. Damn.
Yeah. Not in your way, in the normal way.
She
She's
is
so
so
nice
good at
in
this.
real life.
Yeah,
She's
she
so
really
is.
evil here.
She just like commanded him to rise.
Yeah. So the bullet stopped in midair obviously isn't a standard round. It's too long and its features like it has features that military rounds don't possess, including a pristine surface that would show like rifle marks from the barrel.
It was
and
just
there's
discharged, so
nothing
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I don't think Dad's gonna complain about that.
Has she got henna on her hand? I think it's
Yes,
henna.
I noticed that
Yes,
earlier.
she
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
When I was a kid and I didn't know what henna was, I was like, what is up with her hand?
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it
Yes,
out.
I
I was
remember
like,
thinking that too.
when I was a kid, I was like, is that some form of eczema? Like, I'm not sure what's going on here. And then as I
No.
got older, I went, oh, it's henna. That makes sense.
Yes. That's I think the 3rd time that stock Zat shot was used.
Mhm.
I just want to say shame on me for having like, an Indian background and not knowing that. But like my granddad never did that and I never saw it appear in any of my local family members. So
She's wearing
So
it beautifully in
yeah.
in her introductory episode, but
Yep.
unless
Yes,
you're looking at
correct.
it, yeah. So
So I wanted to comment on Sam's demeanor here, which is sort of notably darker than usual. And I think coming right after being overpowered by Mayborn in the previous episode, I think this second time being surprised and zatted might sort of bring up some like fresh trauma.
Did you see the way he went to go touch the bars and he's like, are these gonna fry? No, they're good.
Well, it was like that in the other
guys, every time
Yeah,
he
he's-
approaches a wall of a
Yeah, they
container,
always
they always
go
zap him.
off.
So
Love it. I mean,
but at least they know that they intend them no ill will. But if it's
Yeah.
but they are
Yes.
planning on wiping out their gods, so hey.
Well, that's it, yeah. Oh, this is a Superman reference that no one gets.
yeah, makes sense. Brilliant.
We're good.
Yeah.
Don't they all have places to go? Well, I know what a locomotive is.
Sitting here glaring
Well, I
at
mean,
them.
they're they're interesting
between their treatments?
creatures from another
That's
planet.
true too. But they're probably all there for their scheduled checkups.
Yeah, they might be. It's like a medical waiting room of sorts. Where's the reading? Like the really old magazines.
Right? Yeah. Give me a shtickle of fluoride.
Yes,
Tim
a shtickle of
Watley.
fluoride. Tim Watley.
Those aren't matzo balls. He converted to Judaism for the jokes.
Re-gifting the label maker. Oh, classic.
It's not what she wants.
No, I feel like you just like gave him a little minor heart attack
Yeah.
as he grabbed his chest.
Oof.
That's unfortunately probably
Yeah.
under certain circumstances, maybe, but only as a last resort. That would probably not happen.
David's dad just said Nitty's gonna die. I protest.
Well, you've missed her in a couple of episodes. You need to go
We
back and
do
watch.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Urias Tosh said clone Nitty could have made a comeback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is she in Continuum?
She
She's
is.
In, like,
She is.
yeah.
And she has some of the most dialogue of the Goa'ulds. So most of them
Raj
don't
kinda
say
stand there,
anything.
not say
Yeah.
anything, yeah.
Yeah.
Ra stands there. Yu stands there. So
Apollos gets
Kronos
the
and
top of his
her
head
get
chopped off.
That's right.
So, Jacqueline said that her like she's got a fascination with quantum physics and biomechanics, which influenced her vision for this DNA sequencer.
She planned on
So
like having
she
people climb it.
originally, yeah, she originally imagined people climbing it, which is a cool idea. But it evolved into this like DNA swirling platform scenes that we see here.
Some of the best visuals in the show, though, are right here.
Agreed.
It's a really cool idea. Ha ha ha.
That sequence hurts, though, apparently.
Oh. Oh.
We do it all the time. Yes.
Yeah. That Nukatel. Yeah, he says that they would have standing orders.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so some of them may
Live.
have
Good.
survived.
I
yeah.
don't like
They
the Russians
probably
always
made it.
dying.
That's the
No,
thing. Every
that's-
single time, they're not red shirts,
No.
but they're acting like red shirts.
They're like well-trained members of the
Well,
facility, so you
yeah.
know, treat them as such.
I can feel it in my bones.
Yeah.
I do feel like this is a bit of a like a moment of redemption for Jack's attitude towards the Russians.
I agree.
I
It's-
A little
completely agree.
bit.
It's
Well,
funny how like he's saying sorry and Jack can't really like show the empathy he needs, but he's trying.
Yeah.
Well, after he passes, Jack calls him a good man,
Yeah.
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 which I think is
Big
a
deal
pretty big
coming
step.
from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. So just thinking of what's coming up next.
Yeah. Oh yes, more touching, please.
I know.
Yeah.
Pick me, pick me. Yeah.
The new hot kid on the block.
Oh, I just realized that Tilk is Kelnareeming.
Yeah, he's sleeping.
Yeah. Well, fake
Pretending
sleeping,
to, yeah.
apparently, yeah.
Look how strong he is. I respect it.
Oh yeah, he had to try. The set photographer took like 30 shots of this scene, one of which I used for this week's thumbnail,
Oh.
or this episode's thumbnail.
Yeah.
Aw,
Honestly, how
Well,
else would
can't
you
literally
do
I?
that?
just admiring it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good. It's a good thumbnail. It's a good thumbnail.
Thank you. I edited it myself.
God, they are sitting so close to each other. I like want to
I
die inside.
know. I know.
It's okay.
She moved some pipes around.
Oh, she'd move my pipes around.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, can you
Tied off
blame
some of
her?
your pipes, maybe.
Yeah, can I get some new pipes?
Uh,
Jed Ted, the enlarged head reminds me of the cage aliens from Star Trek. The what were they? Talos, the Talosians. Yeah, go and watch an excellent film called The Elephant Man. It's based on a
Heard of
real guy.
yes,
Yeah.
I have seen it like mentioned, but I don't know whether I'd enjoy watching it. But yeah.
It was really well done.
Is that John, was it John Hurt, or am I getting him confused with someone else?
I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, so guys, who needs "Did it hurt when you fell from heaven" when you can use "Did it hurt when your species evolved on another planet for a few thousand years"?
So they are more advanced in general in terms of their
But that's like her pickup line.
right?
The way she's like more than you know. It's like I wonder what else Jonas had under there, but like the we just never got to find out. You know,
Mm.
he had so much potential. I want to
There's
make a
about to
really
be plenty
inappropriate
of
comment
water.
about
Yeah.
what 2,000 years of evolution on another planet has done to him, and I've decided not to. But I hope everyone knows what I'm inferring by saying that. With the smug look she made, and she looked him up and down and said that. So
That's true.
I'll let people sit with that.
Oh, yeah. I think you've been reading a certain type of book a bit too much.
I wish.
Yeah, I think so. He won't.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sam.
Ian
Okay,
said
so,
maybe a bit of pipe.
So if Nirity tested my DNA, she'd find a genetic predisposition for over-analyzing every Jack and Sam interaction
I
in
was
this
thought you were going to
episode.
say that.
Ah.
She's trying to take a nap on Jack. You're interrupting it with your
I
death, bro.
know, exactly. Can you go
Bad time
die
to die.
elsewhere?
Yeah, go die elsewhere.
Ah.
Die more quietly.
Loud
Yes, let's
gushing.
save money on budget.
Liquid
and just
gushing.
Liquid, yeah.
Okay, so here we
Look at
go.
him pull the pillows.
We're about to watch what Joseph Malozzi calls the most awkward seduction scene.
It was pretty awkward.
I think the contrast between like Niriti's attempts at seduction and like Jonas's innocence make this moment like infamously cringeworthy.
Mrs. Robinson, please.
I would have really loved to see the conversation afterwards when he
know,
tries to
right?
explain that she tried to seduce him, and they're just like, "Oh, he's good for something."
Yeah.
My dad said, "Is that a Graduate reference?" Yes, it is.
Yes, yeah, I got it.
Her body is insane. We're going to go with that. I hope she felt so good about herself, because I know that, like, you know, you can just look at yourself sometimes and get a bit of body dysmorphia. I really hope that she looked at herself and was like, "Damn, I look good."
I look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
We all need that sometimes.
They are some high slits.
Yeah.
On the pants dress thing she's wearing, but she manages to wear it so elegantly.
Yeah.
I'd be all over the place.
That they're so arrogant that they think that she can just talk to someone like this, and I'll just completely convert him of his allegiance and everything.
Or just have a good lay and then discuss the allegiance later.
Yeah, that's true. It could be too.
I'm not gonna lie, I would be all for, right, like smashing Nitty and then getting her, like, you know, either during the act or when you're done, just like kill her, you know. But Jonas don't work like that.
that was a lot.
Well, I mean, if you're doing this for ages and a ghoul decides that you're too hot to kill and to get you in bed, it's actually the perfect time to get rid of them, you know?
Well, man, you know, everyone's feeling a bit vulnerable, so yeah, sure.
What do you think?
Yeah, while they're smashing, he could snap her neck. Easy peasy.
I'm assuming she would turn to Edgar and say, "Can you please confirm that he actually believes what he's telling me is true after this?"
I'm assuming she doesn't want anyone in there watching when she's doing this right now, because to be honest,
I think
she's get very embarrassed.
Well, not at this moment, but later.
No. Yeah.
It's probably a guard waiting outside the door somewhere.
Destroy your body with mine. Because you're so hot. Never mind. God, Jonas, you're in something perfect.
I would have played along
He's
a little bit more.
just not that into her.
Yeah. Just pretend to be into it, man. She's the enemy. Take her out. Dear, oh dear.
Glowy, glowy.
Nitty tried to seduce me, guys. That's why I came back with that jacket.
She's kept it as a souvenir.
Yeah, she's gonna go smell it and cry into her pillow because no one's gonna love her. Eurostosh said, "Can we call Nitty a guilty pleasure?" Yes, 100%, please.
She won't know.
Yeah. So he's gonna call him a good man.
Damn. Yeah, that is special.
Well, it's quite a compliment from
It is.
from someone who's like usually pretty skeptical of the
He's a
Russian
hater.
military
Yeah.
like cooperation. So
Well, this is Earth, not, you know, the US. The US is kind of doing a lot of the speaking for the planet. So it's only fair to share, but it is a bit dicey, especially after everything.
Mitt Romney, the 80s cult, they want their foreign policy back.
I don't know what that's referencing.
The 2012 elections.
Ah, right.
I was too busy playing Mass Effect. I will say, I want to add, I was 14, so I'm definitely not watching any election at 14. I've got, you know,
a foreign election at that, yeah.
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 What a killer outfit. She's about to get killed in that outfit.
Exactly. It is a killer outfit, quite literally.
If I was wearing that, my grandmother would be horrified.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you'd be evicted.
But you'd look like dynamite.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, guys. You know that green dress I was wearing at San Diego?
Uh-huh.
like or at the bottom slightly. Yeah, she thought that was too daring because it just had showed a tiny bit of like my rib. And I was like, lady, calm down.
No.
Come on, Edgar, do it. Do it. You know you want to.
So, if I understand this correctly, right? So while Sam gets to have her DNA restored, Jonas never goes back through the machine to reverse Nerity's changes. And
I don't
that's
think Nitty did any
exactly what
changes.
comes back to haunt him later with those
Oh, she
genetic
did.
alterations that
I think
manifest
so,
into a
yeah.
tumor.
She did. Forgot.
Yeah.
Forgot about that completely.
But that's a part of the episode that I can't wrap my head around.
Yeah, she barely did anything. Maybe he thought she didn't do anything because she just kind of like ditched him so fast. By the way, I just laughed because Gecko Fett said, "Sorry, cleaning my keyboard." That's why I started laughing a second ago.
Oh, no. Nice shoes, though.
Yeah.
I know, I was gonna say they are nice shoes.
She's just so fabulous.
We
I
need
think
her.
while Jacqueline hoped to play Nirity again, she felt like this was a fitting end to a character who's committed so many atrocities.
Yeah. On and off screen.
Yeah. It's not what they want though. Oh,
Oh, man.
I heard
Damn.
the sound of the bones as well.
Yeah. Crack.
Well, damn it.
He doesn't get angry. He's not angry though. Like he's speaking very quietly. He's not getting out of control, which is pretty big.
So he doesn't properly fix Jonas?
No, I don't think Jonas goes through the machine again because he has that whole problem with the tumor in like a few episodes time.
Oh, so he didn't report having any changes done to him.
That's the thing. That's what I think happened.
But,
Like,
It
why
looks
not
like he
pass
doesn't
him?
really have much
Why
done.
not pass him through?
Because
the
he stood in the
with
machine.
hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Edgar and Woden didn't like Jonas.
Yeah, I don't know. I just found like kind of like a bit odd that they just do Sam and that's it.
Good, because you look terrible
And
right now.
Yeah.
now the
Hail
episode ends
Dorothy.
with two references to the
Brilliant.
Wizard of Oz.
Margaret Hamilton.
They didn't know what a locomotive was, but they're going to know who Margaret Hamilton
Or
was.
what a movie is.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna beat the hell out of
Yeah,
it.
we're gonna delete it.
Yeah. Well, Jack like quickly agrees to destroy the device, rather than let Sam study it, and I think it really highlights one of sort of Stargate's reoccurring themes. Like, just because we can use advanced technology, should we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, James Tishner said that he wasn't entirely happy with the way that his story was used, but he understood that was the way that TV business often works.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the showrunners take the basic idea and they make it their own.
Yeah.
So, this episode marks a significant turning point with Nirity becoming I think the 9th major eliminated, like sister, the Goa'uld eliminated by
Damn, his
SG-1.
DNA's moldy.
And
Moldy
moldy.
DNA.
And
Look at it.
according to Redditors, her final appearance marks the end of quite a unique villain for the series. Like, unlike the typical system lord with their massive armies, she relied on like scientific cunning and experimentation. And while some fans felt her character could have developed further, she's remembered as one of the more distinctive threats
One
that
of the
SG-1
smart
has
ones.
faced. And I think although it is destroyed, the repercussions of this DNA sequencer are later explored in Prophecy and Prototype.
Which also explains why they can't take Jonas back to the planet to fix him.
Exactly, it's just not an option.
Yeah.
But I still can't understand why he just wasn't passed through the machine just to be safe. Anyway.
He may not have brought it up.
Maybe he was and they missed it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
That was Metamorphosis. Nicole, you're kind of at the bottom of the screen. There There she is.
She was just slouching.
Yeah.
Bad posture.
This one's a 3 for me. I love Jacqueline. I love James
Yes.
Tishner, but this one's a 3.
Fair.
Yeah.
Her return as Nirti is the light of the show.
Mm-hmm.
She's the stronger point of the episode. It's a lot of slower stuff. The DNA machine is a great idea. They executed it pretty darn well. But it all really hinges on this guy deciding to look into the mind of his god. And guess what? They're right.
It's
Now
filled
let's
with
all
evil.
right, exactly. There's no like sudden reversal. It's a pretty straight line all the way through. At this point in the show, they weren't planning on a 7th season. They're wrapping up stories, and that's one of the primary things that they're doing with this episode is finishing off Nirti's storyline. It's a 3 for me. It's a 3 for me.
Okay.
Next.
I'm gonna also, I was gonna say it as well, just straight out of the gate. I already figured it out. Not better than the last episode, not worse than the last episode. 3, you know.
Okay.
I think Neti is she's so hot.
She's great.
And wonderful.
Yeah.
And smart and hot.
Otherwise, it would have been a 2 from me.
The thing that I actually really appreciate as well is that like we get to see Neti's sexuality a bit more because like a lot of the time that everyone's just being a bad guy and you know and just she's just sitting there being like, oh, I like my science, and it's like, oh yeah, but you also like to get a bit laid too, girl. Like,
Absolutely.
you know,
She's
focus on
going to use
yourself,
what she
boo.
has.
Exactly.
So.
And it's I love to see you know, her trying to get it on with Jonas. I'm actually kind of sad that Jonas didn't take her up on her offer to try and manipulate her more. He just kind of said like no immediately. It's like, bruh, like and I genuinely mean this really seriously. It's not every day you have a Gould who has everyone prisoner who's open to being seduced. Basically, they're in the perfect position to be seduced and manipulated, and they're just like, and he's not taking advantage of it. Like, come on, man. I know he's
already been established that Jonas is a chicken. SH.
Yeah.
She's a chicken bleep.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, it's
Otherwise,
it's
he might have
alright.
gone there.
I like the performances, you know, I like the continuation of the stuff that we already know, and I like the wrapping up of characters like Neti. So yeah, that's 3. You know, it's not amazing, but I'll take it. So
Okay. So I like this episode slightly less than Paradise Lost, and I think I gave that one a 5. So I'm going to go with a 4 because I very much appreciate the effort that went into the prosthetics and the makeup. I thought that was incredible.
Good call
Like
out.
even now, which it's like decades later, I can't really fault it. Like it's still it's held up well. Do you know what I mean? I think it still looks really, really good. And I really I love like the performances from the secondary cast members. You know, like Alex and Dion, I think are great.
yeah.
I still I don't know why I keep on looking at Dion's character and trying to see Dion, but I just can't, which
Same.
just shows
He's fully buried.
just shows
under
how
layers
incredible
of,
the makeup
prosthetics.
is. Yeah.
You can't even see his
and-
eyes. They've got
you
contacts
can't.
in. So
He's got contacts in, but like everything looks completely different. But yeah, I do like the storyline to a certain extent. I think it's a very interesting idea. It could probably have been executed a little bit differently and maybe a little bit better. Obviously, as a very passionate Sam and Jack shipper, my little heart just hangs on to those little moments in the cage between the two of them.
Yeah.
I just get really sappy with that sort of stuff. Speaking of sappy, I think that Joseph Molozzi was completely correct in that scene between Jonas and Niriti being the most awkward seduction scene of all time. I completely agree. I don't know where to look. It's very awkward. And I don't know whether it's because Niriti's been so forward and Jonas just at this point of the show is so innocent. I don't know. It
did feel a bit
doesn't
weird.
work for me.
Yeah.
It's just really awkward. It's also like you think about it, the age difference, like Nirti would be thousands of years older than Jonas.
I just want it noted that in most of my books here, the love interests are usually a man who's like 1,000 years old and the woman's like 16. Okay, so you know what?
Yeah, so
that don't bother me.
It's not really my thing. So I
In
find
fiction,
it
it's okay. In real life, it's wrong.
weird.
Want that noted.
Yes. Oh, yes, of course. Yeah. I
Yeah.
just find it incredibly weird. I guess
Yeah.
I'm not really into that fantastical
The taming of the savage
side of thing. Yeah. So yeah, I think a 4 is fitting.
Yeah.
Fitting 4. What did everyone else have to say?
So we have Raj Luthra. My rating for Metamorphosis is 6 out of 7 chevrons.
My
Whoa.
goodness.
A very good episode. I wish we got to see Jack go into the machine. Yeah, no, they didn't want him. Anthony, this one is a 2 for me. Lockwatcher, I give this episode a 6. Another great episode. I could have done without the dirty nerdy scene.
Dirty nerdy.
Flirty, dirty,
Yeah.
nerdy.
Yeah.
But the story was great. Nerdy was beautiful, creepy, and now dead Gould. Yeah, a dead false god. Stuart 3 out of 7. We haven't heard that in a while. I missed that. So Stuart gave it 3 out of 7. Sherman Victoria on its own it's a 5, but Janet's in it, so 6. Yeah, it's nice to see her. I sometimes wonder how a final confrontation between these two would go. Yeah, the don't mess with my daughter. I would think about like in Harry Potter, where it's like get away from my daughter, you bitch. You know that whole scene. It was in a Harry Potter movie, so I can say that word.
Yeah.
The one time. So yeah, I would have liked to see more of that. Robin Christensen 3 for me. Urias Tosh 5 chevrons. Nerty is a guilty pleasure, and Jonas is grand. We can all agree. Yeah, love Jonas. Lots of the other stuff and characters isn't ideal. Yeah. Jed Ted 5 chevrons for sexy mad scientist Nerty. Brilliant. Lockwatcher said if this episode was a little longer, Hathor would have shown up on her broom and said, "Who killed my sister?"
Who killed the Witch of the East? Was it you?
She's dead.
Oh, geez, that's
Oh,
funny.
wicked. I really enjoyed that. I was actually thinking about Hathor a lot because the seduction was happening, and I was like, "Where's Hathor, man?" She's like pulling out all the stops.
All the stops.
Yeah. Jacob says 3 chevrons, a compelling story, but lots of weak parts, including a disappointing conclusion to Nitty's story. I find this one hard to care for. Yeah, it's pretty meh. Uris Tosh said free Jonas. Yep. I want more of him. Gecko Fett, 4 out of 7 for me. David's dad said men may like this episode more than gals. Yeah. Yeah. Unless the gals are into that too, because yeah, she is fire, definitely there for the got a lot of appeal going on. She is delish. Roger said it would have been interesting if Nitty survived the next snap and came back for a few more episodes. Imagine she met Caleb, Anubis's clone. Yeah, that would have been cool. I wonder if she would have gone with like a crook in her neck the whole time, being like, "Oh yeah, don't worry about it," like with a cast or something. That would have been.
It's like I'm seeing a chiropractor.
Oh dear. And then Ian said, "I will say 3. I feel bad giving it a 2." Yeah. And Lockwatcher said my rating would have been lower like most weeks if not for watching with friends. Not so great episodes are much better with friends. Yeah. And Uris Tosh said, I'd have switched out Baal entirely for Nerty, personal preference. Also, I would have kept Darth Maul to fill the General Grievous role and keep one of the villains for all the prequels, just me. I like that.
Imagine Nerty running through the rest of the show and Baal being knocked off here. That would have been an interesting choice.
But it would have been very different.
I could have had Nerty through season 10. I could have had her rise to be the chief villain.
Yeah. Well, she was so conniving early on with Cronus and everything. So, Jean Ziada said going with the 2 makeup and effects were good, story bad. Yep. And Dan Ben said 4 out of 7 episode. So, yeah. You know what? It would have been interesting to see Nerty continue because she was
just
very
think about
conniving.
it for a second. Yeah.
I just think she was a very different Goa'uld, and I kind of appreciated her uniqueness. Because, the others are sort of more like hell-bent on war and destruction, and she's a scientist. Yeah, she's like interested in, I mean, like it's all completely selfish, but like she's interested in genetics and just, I guess, making alterations to the human species. I just think it's interesting, it's different.
Yeah, Baal was all about taking over the world. So, and the universe,
to be quite honest, as much as as much as I love Bol, and that's mainly because I love Cliff Simon, but I do think he was around for too long. Kind of a little
You
bit
think
like,
He
Bol
went
was
on for a
along
long
for too
time.
long?
yeah, I think he was
Continuum as
around for
well.
too
He
long.
really,
yeah,
you know what it was, actually? I think it was the cloning situation really
Maybe.
dragged it out. There was
I
so
think,
many.
Yeah.
of
I think
them.
the cloning situation diminished the character, but I'll have more to say on that when we get there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I had that
Yeah.
conversation with them. I mean, at a certain point, I mean, it was expected that every time you showed up, you would just be offed.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they killed Bull! You bastards! You know. So, but anyway,
It's not even.
all right.
But yeah. Also, by the way, like he implants himself into Adria, which was an insane move.
It was
which
a
I can't
great.
wait to get to.
That was a great
So
twist.
cool. It
Yeah.
was it was excellent. So I can't wait to get to that stuff. But it would have been cool to see Nirti still around. It did feel kind of sad the way that we lost so many of the good early Goulds, and then Bar was one of the only remaining ones from like.
But it's one of the
season
great
5.
things about Continuum.
Yeah, it is.
would have been
Soul
interesting
Revolutions.
seeing like Frasia's reaction to Nirti's death, considering like
I
what
would have
she
liked
did
Frasier to do it.
to, like Cassandra and her people. Yeah,
Yeah.
Definitely wouldn't have shed a tear.
they
No.
would have had like a little party on base or something.
Yeah, I feel like they would have gone home and they would have
Yeah.
been like, "Hey,
Yeah.
nothing to worry about. She's
Probably
dead."
would have opened
And
up a bottle
Drinks
of
are
wine.
on me.
Yeah, I suspect a bottle of wine was opened.
take Cassandra out to like
Yeah.
the cinema or something.
Yeah,
you know?
take her out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
that's
what do we
a-
got next week?
Next
We've
week.
got Disclosure
Ooh.
and Forsaken.
Mm.
I don't mind Forsaken. But Disclosure's like that's just kind of like another clip show, isn't it?
I like the clip show more than you know what? Out of some of the garbage we've been getting this season, I would take the clip shows. You know, and that's
Disclosure is one of my more favorite clip shows.
yeah, same. Good
It's
clip
got
show.
That's
a
with
great
that's
guest
with this,
cast.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Isn't that with that's with
Supreme
Paul, right?
Commander.
Supreme
Commander.
Commander.
Yeah, with his little
Yeah.
tiny finger. Yeah.
See,
Absolutely.
yeah, usually we like start with a meh and end with a more decent episode, and this is like.
I don't know. I'm not generally a fan of clip
Uh,
shows.
Yeah.
so-
Season
But,
6.
hey, guys,
just like-
It's coming
It's
to
like
an end.
10% new material or something. Isn't that what they say in The Simpsons? Like when they do a clip show, it's like 10% new material.
Yeah, I
don't
remember
know.
they did a song where they were like, "Sorry for the clip shows." They did like a clip show episode. Of the Simpsons.
I remember the first one. Well, it's come to this.
Yeah.
A Simpsons clip show. That was the title of it. So,
Yeah.
alrighty, gang.
Yeah, we're almost done, guys. Whew.
See you in the new year,
guys,
January the
it's-
5th.
Yeah.
Our last
Yeah.
one for the year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even though
Oh,
we'll be back in 7 days. We
forgot to also say, right, last week's was number 69. Nicole, like, just
Oh,
didn't
it's
even...
70.
We're
It's
at 70 now.
70.
Last week was
Episode
69.
70.
Ha
Yeah.
ha. Didn't get to make a
Okay.
bad joke. They're
Nope,
like a
you didn't.
child.
Nope, you missed it.
So I have to wait for the next. I have to wait to 169. We're gonna get there, right? Yeah. We've
Yes.
got plenty of
Yeah, we'll get there. It'll be
Alrighty.
a while though.
We appreciate y'all tuning in.
Thanks, guys.
Love to my parents.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank
guys
you
take
for
care of
watching,
yourselves,
everyone, and David's parents.
Be safe now. We will see you next
Bye.
week.
Happy New
Bye-bye.
Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone.